Oh, hello there. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm Jay Jones.
I'm Anna Davidson.
You're who?
Anna Davidson.
What?
That's always been my name.
How? What? I can't believe it. Past 7 episodes, I've been writing Anna Gonzalez.
I kept my maiden name because it's my name.
Anyway, welcome to Reading Reddit.
How'd you find my office anyway? My name's on the door.
Wild guess?
Okay.
You know. So, as you know, with this series that Anna and I do, we read Reddit posts. Kind of the title of the show. Kind of the title of the series, right? And a lot of times we read Am I the Asshole posts. But I think we're going to add in some murdered by words this time.
They're so good.
They're,
Magnifique.
we're gonna have our own rating system.
Okay.
Ooh. So, I already have an Am I the Asshole post pulled up. It's beautiful. It's ready to go. Are you ready for this, Anna?
I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to read you this post. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my half-sister's wedding and not help with the preparations?
Offhand, no.
No. All right. Now to the story.
Okay.
I never get along with my half-sister from the start, but for the sake of my mother, I tried keeping it cordial. Moving forward, my mom rang me and asked if I could help out with the wedding. I refused. I haven't spoken to my older sister for 5 years besides casual greeting whenever we met at my mother's house. I am now 22 years old. She is 27. The part where I think that I might be too much is my dad is also not attending. He doesn't see her as his daughter. They also don't get along. Her father is also not coming because from what I heard, he even forgot that he had a daughter. That's how long they've had met. So my mother is very stressed. She doesn't want the in-laws to think that there is no family to be the support at the wedding. My sister called me too for the first time in years and asked if I could come. I refused again, but I gave an excuse that I was busy. Honestly, I really do not like her, and the guilt is because of my mother. Am I the asshole?
No, not at all.
No?
So even my gut instinct is you have an obligation to your own children.
Yes.
You have an obligation to your current spouse.
Yes.
You don't have an obligation to even full brothers and sisters or whatever. Family gets complicated. And just off the bat, half-sister, I'm assuming they weren't close.
Yeah.
So, no.
That's what it sounds like.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
If you're not close with someone, don't invite them to your big day. Or, I mean, if you invite them as, like, hey, here's an olive leaf.
Yeah.
Just because you send an invitation in good faith.
Right.
Don't put them on the hook.
Right.
So, no. This person sounds... OP sounds concerned for her mom. I'm assuming female? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't actually... Maybe male. I'm not seeing.
Whoever.
Okay. I'm assuming female. I might be wrong.
Who knows?
I am now 22 years old. She is 27. Person. Okay.
That person.
Yeah.
Them.
So OP. We'll just say OP
We'll go.
because I'm assuming too much.
Right. Fair enough.
OP cares
Enough
about the individuals that have been close.
Mm-hmm.
No asshole trait there.
Right.
Politely decline to be out of this event. No asshole trait there.
Right.
You know, don't expect everybody to be at your big day.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been out of their life.
Especially if you're estranged.
Yeah. Yeah.
I give her 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Solid 0. Or them, whoever they are. OP gets 0 out of 10. There ain't no shame in what you did. If you were in my shoes, I wouldn't go to a wedding anyway. But if I don't know that person, I sure as hell wouldn't. Or
No.
not even if I don't know that person. If I barely am around that person, hell no.
No.
No point. It's a waste of my time. I think mom gets maybe 2 out of 10.
Well, we don't know much about the mom.
We don't know much.
But she's going... The only reason I see she doesn't want the in-laws to think there is no family to be the support at the wedding. If that's the only reason, that's going for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
I understand, trying to keep the peace and all that, but go for the right reasons.
Yeah. And that's why I gave the...
And honestly, for a wedding, it's better to elope or have very few people there and just have the energy you want around you instead of...
The good energy, instead of everybody.
I'm going to sacrifice the quality of the relationships around me in order to have a big wedding.
Right. If ever I get married, I don't want it to be huge, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, maybe I'll stream it or whatever.
You want it to be authentic. However many people you authentically want to be there.
Right. I want the people that I know that are like solid 100% support, you know, whoever I marry, right? Right. I don't want half-assed, half-hearted bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yep.
So OP gets a solid 0. Mom gets 2 out of 10. The others don't really get a score because they're not really that involved in the story. What would you say?
I'm going to say biological father is fucking awful for forgetting he had a daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give him I'm going to give him 4. I'm giving him 4 out of 10. And that's being nice.
Right.
Like, I'm being generous with that one.
You know, even if you never raised the child.
Like, how do you forget that, man?
Like, oh yeah, I did father a child with this one woman way back. Shit. And now she's getting married.
I did stick my dick in that strange. That's what I did.
Right.
That's pretty much what happened.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. We start simple. Am I the asshole for telling my mom she fucked up, not my fiance?
That is so open-ended. I need to hear more.
Yeah. Okay. I, 26-year-old female, and my fiance, 25-year-old male, are really good cooks. Or my fiance, who's 25, is a really good cook. But his food is spicy as hell, mainly because generally food from his culture/country is very spicy. My mom's never liked him because he's introverted, but she's starting to accept him. So we're visiting my mom, and I was at work, and he still works from home, and asked my mom if she wants dinner. She said yes, and he asked for how spicy she wanted it. He was making a mutton He was making mutton, if you're wondering. The hell
That
is
sounds
mutton?
good. Lamb. That's old lamb.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. She said she will be fine with however he normally makes it. He asked if she was sure, and they went back and forth a few times, and he cooked it. When she started eating it, she was shocked, and she started screaming at him about how it was spicy, and he was insane. He apologized and got her some water, and then they just and then and they just heated up some leftovers. My mom was talking to me about it later, about how he's insane, and when she explained that what happened, I told her. She explained what happened. I told her that she was being stupid and fucked up, and he had no reason to apologize. She said, "Yes, he did. Yes, he did. What he made was way too spicy." I said he asked you numerous times. It's your fault for not taking heed to show warnings. She said I was being unreasonable and disrespectful. I'm starting to think she's right, and I was a bit rude. Am I the asshole?
I'm probably. It sounds like this family cusses a lot at each other. So I'm gonna take that off the table.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume that, it sounds like the daughter cursed at the mom, but also the mom cusses at the daughter as well. So let's just take language off the table.
Okay.
I side with the daughter 100%. So her fiance offered to make dinner, and even if he hadn't, he didn't have to make dinner. Even if he hadn't asked,
right,
and he made it too spicy, he still heated up leftovers.
Yeah.
And he apologized. Like, that's a nice man. But he did ask her numerous times, like, "Oh, how spicy do you?" I like spicy, but I also appreciate when somebody asks how spicy you want it.
Oh, I appreciate it too. I tell them, like, "How spicy do you want it?" My spice tolerance is about as big as the thickness of a dime.
So, I'm hearing nothing but consideration from this man. That he made a nice dinner.
Right.
And he asked her preferences more than once.
Yeah.
And he apologized. And he gave her an alternative dinner. This man is not at fault at all, and I side with the daughter, not the mom. And for her to call him insane, I'm sure you guys had a heated argument, which there was no reason.
Yeah.
That was uncalled for.
Right.
But it sounds like she just was looking for a reason not to like him, wanted to rag on him some more.
Right.
So, 0 for the daughter. That's terrible.
What about the mom?
Oh, geez. So, fiance, oh, homie, you get, -6. I'm sure you're really trying here. And I'm sure you had to hold your tongue while mom is trying to give you abuse. You do something nice and you get abuse?
Yeah.
And you're just trying to be with the daughter.
Yeah.
And play nice and all of that. Anyway. I feel it would be insulting too. Like, oh, this is how I make it, culturally, and then someone shits on it and shits on you. Right? So not only is this like, oh, this is horrible, but also you're crazy for making it this way.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was a very difficult thing. And then for you to say sorry, and then for just like the serving and serving and serving this mom who's being rude to you and holding your tongue.
Yeah.
That would have been extremely uncomfortable and humbling where it didn't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, so I'm giving a lot of props to the potential son-in-law. The mom, like, there are worse offenses. This sounds like really off the cuff. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Just stupid. I'm gonna give her a 4 because she's just acting thoughtlessly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody puts more premeditated, more thought into their actions, like more vitriol, more planning, more, you know, I'll rate them higher. But this was just stupid.
Yeah. I think OP gets a solid -2.
Okay.
Out of 10. Just because
she could have gone further. She could have said, like, well, you're not welcome
honestly,
over anymore.
She held back a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So props to her restraint.
But then again, like, she was probably cussing. Let's see.
Like, I think she said she fucked. Like,
I told her that she was being stupid and fucked, and he had no reason to apologize. So that's kind of why I'm at, like, whatever her response was. But yeah, she likely did hold back a lot too.
Yeah. I'm giving the fiance -8 out of 10 assholes.
Okay.
Like, that dude is a fucking champ.
You're a keeper.
Like,
when you can put up with, like, the worst parts of someone's family.
The fact that I'm subtracting 3 for asking. Just asking how spicy you want something.
Mm-hmm.
Taking out another 2 for the fact that he even offered dinner to his mom, or to his future mother-in-law, regardless of how she likes him. But especially the fact that she hates him. And then the extra 3 for just the fact that, like, who the fuck does this mom think she is?
Right.
Like, the fact that he didn't, like, he apologized and didn't, like, go nuts on this mom is fucking saint worthy.
Yeah.
Like, had that been me, I would have been like, bitch, I asked you. Mm-hmm. I asked you several times, how spicy do you want it? I asked you this. And you said you didn't care. So fuck you. That would have been me. So, solid -8 out of 10 for him. Mom gets a solid 6 out of 10. The only reason I'm upgrading my score is the fact that, like, you turned something pointless into something that was way, way not worth what it needed to be.
You overblew the situation and risked putting a wedge between you and your daughter.
Yes. Like...
and didn't even care.
Like, really? The fact that you went back on what your word was, the fact that you couldn't accept his apology, and then the fact that you couldn't, like, you weren't even okay with him giving you an alternative solution? What kind of fucking mother are you?
Yeah.
Like, if this is the type of shit she's dealing with just that alone, you can only imagine the amount of shit that she could bring on something much bigger, much more important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this mom can go fuck herself.
Yep.
Like, like, had that happened to my mom, I'm sure my mom would like, oh, I'm sorry, it's too spicy. It's okay. Because my mom, she don't care. Of course, her spice tolerance is much higher than mine, so she can handle more than me. But my point being, like, come on, guys. You're getting this whiny and bitchy over something that doesn't need to be whiny and bitchy about that you agreed on? Come on. Do better. Fucking do better. Oh, it's so stupid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so stupid. Am I the asshole for not accepting my father's apology?
I'm gonna say no, but I also have, conflicted relationship there.
Yeah.
You don't have to accept anyone's apology. Like, good on them if it was a heartfelt, authentic apology.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of half-assed, underhanded, and maybe it's something that you do not have to forgive.
Right.
Anyway,
Suffice to say
continue before I get all riled up.
Suffice to say your relationship, we won't go into specifics. That could be another topic for another episode or a podcast. You and your father are, we'll call it strained at best.
Estranged.
Yeah. But back to the story.
Okay.
Throwaway account, I, an 18-year-old male, graduated from high school in May. I was a valedictorian and got a college scholarship. I don't know why if that matter. I don't know why if that matters in this
Props
situation. But I guess but I guess I just say that. Good job, man. Hell yeah. All right. One never had a I never had a close relationship with my dad. He and my mom broke up when he found out that she was pregnant and just wasn't around much. He has two other children with his current girlfriend, a 13-year-old daughter and 12-year-old son, and when they were born, he really cast me aside. Now with COVID and all, there were a limited amount of people that I could invite, so I invited my mom and my dad, and we call out my out of state family, and then I'd go out with my mom and my boyfriend. So graduation day comes, and I guess it wasn't much of a surprise, but he didn't show up. I'm assuming the father.
Right.
I was and still am really upset about it. I doubted he would have come given his past, but I really just hope that for at least this milestone he'd be there. I go through with my plans, but I was sad about him not being there. I called and texted him, but didn't get a response until now, almost 2 months later. His response was that he was very sorry, but his daughter had a baseball game. He missed my graduation over a fucking baseball game. I was so tired of him always putting his other children before me, but this is just so fucking ridiculous. I told him that I didn't accept his apology and that he was a shitty father. Now he and his family are saying that I was rude and disrespectful. My mom's side of the family and my boyfriend completely had my side. Am I the asshole for not accepting my dad's apology?
No. And with child custody, it can be
It's hard.
really complicated.
Yes.
Because OP, you know way more than I do, but you weren't sentient when you were conceived in those circumstances, when you were just born in those
Right.
circumstances. You've grown up only with your mom and only heard one side.
Right.
However, this man has had opportunities, especially since you're 18
Mm-hmm.
and you've reached out and he hasn't come through for you. So I definitely understand with, hey, just one baseball game versus a graduation. I totally get that. If there's ever any time where he has come through for you, by all means, like that enters the equation. But you graduated valedictorian.
Man, that's fucking good.
That's big.
My oldest sister graduated valedictorian.
That's excellent. So
Man,
yeah,
that's good shit right there.
that's huge.
That's important. Like, it's double important. Like, man,
So-
you smart.
Your half sister's mom could have been at that game.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't have been unrepresented, or had to miss out.
Right.
And he could have been there. I don't know. Do you guys live
I don't know where they live.
close? That could have been part of it,
I want to
but
say.
still,
Yeah, it doesn't say location.
It doesn't say how far, but still, you do not have to accept your dad's apology, and you may have more back and forth, more interactions in the future, but you don't have to accept this one. You may become close in the future, and that's cool. You may not, and that's cool. Someone who didn't raise you, they don't get to make you feel obligated towards them.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you are biologically theirs, you're not obligated. Whoever didn't raise you, you don't have obligations. Even if someone did raise you and did you wrong, you don't have obligations.
I have a feeling that, and not because I think it's bad, but I have a feeling that you're holding back a bit.
Well, I don't really know the full story. I know what I know, so there's my opinion there.
And the only reason I say this is because of
I have a lot of
your own personal
I have a lot of personal experience.
So I get that. Okay, so I'm gonna tell my side and then we'll rate it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing. Your father's a piece of shit. Like, I know that's gonna sound harsh, that's gonna sound mean, but your father's a piece of shit. The fact that you graduated, that is an important milestone in your life. And the reason I say this, the reason that I say that your father's a piece of shit, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
My graduation, class of 05. Do you know how hard my mom busted her ass as I was trying to bust my ass to graduate? On time? I had a Lehrman jacket that said class of 2005, and I was going to make that a class of 2005 jacket. Like, the fact that your father did not show up shows the absolute assholery of the fact that your father is a deadbeat, useless piece of shit. That he did this to you, he's gonna probably do that to the kids that he went to this baseball game for. If that's how he is with you, just imagine what he would do in the future. Like, the main thing is, my father wasn't there for some of my important things in my life. When my grandmother died, I called him. I called him over and over and over again. I wanted him to come to this funeral, and he didn't, and he pissed me off to this day. And maybe I should confront him, but guess what? He's fucking dead. The man got off easy compared to what I could have said to him. That man was not there for my graduation. A graduation that I thought I wasn't going to make it to. A graduation that I'm so glad I did get. You know? And on top of all of that, on top of all of that shit, the fact that this guy, my dad, the fact that he the way that he died, right, with pancreatic cancer, he could have prevented that shit. And he would have been able to see me graduate college. You know how many people who are with me at my graduation at Lamar University? Zero. No one. I walked that stage alone and no one saw me in the audience. That accomplishment was mine. I walked that stage to prove that I could do it. If I was headstrong enough, I would do these things. I would prove that I'm not my father. Clearly, he didn't give a shit about me. So I feel for you, OP. You know, I know that Anna will not talk about this, and that's perfectly fine. I have no problems doing so. My father was a deadbeat, and now he's dead. Do I feel any remorse for him? Absolutely not. None whatsoever. That man was a sperm donor at best, and at worst, he was a shitty father to me, to my sisters, to my sister and my brother, to whoever his dick went inside. That man trucked around all over the country and wanted to do his own thing, be as free as a bird, do all this stuff, hustle around, get money or whatever, and did nothing for the kids that he spawned. He helped spawn.
Do you have any half-siblings?
Yes. Like, literally my entire family is half-siblings. Like, the ones that I live with, they're half-brother and sister.
Right. One's outside of your household.
One's outside my household? Yes, I have a brother and a sister.
Okay.
And so it's just like...
Was he more involved with them?
No. And this is why I say that if your father's going to do this to you, OP, he's going to do it to those kids too. He's going to fuck up again. He is liable to fuck up again. Unless some sort of brick wall hits him hard. And I mean hard. He's going to do this shit again. And those kids are going to feel the effects of how bad that man is. That man cannot handle responsibility. And I've always wanted to rant about this. I never had the opportunity, but I'm using it right here. And OP, I hope that you hear this. I hope that you see this. I hope you show your father this. I want your father to see this. Because your father is a piece of shit. That man missed an important milestone in your life. An accomplishment that you busted your ass for. Dude, you're valedictorian. And I hope that you go on to get the degree that you want, to get the best job possible. Man, I hope you get everything you've ever wanted to accomplish and more. In spite of what your father did. And to answer your question, are you an asshole? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Not even close. Like, that shouldn't even be a question that you have to even feel slightly bad for. And the fact that your sibling or your siblings on your father's side are hounding you because you sounded rude, because you didn't give an apology, they can also go fuck themselves.
Mom's side of the family. Oh, wait. Oh, you're right.
Right.
Yeah, so dad's side of the family.
Yeah.
His other children. Okay.
Those guys can also go fuck themselves.
Okay.
They don't realize how much that OP was mistreated.
So I'm rereading this now.
Mm-hmm.
my previous take was that this man was never involved with this child, and that this child is only now trying to have some sort of relationship since growing up.
Yeah.
But rereading this, when the father's other two children are born, and they're 13 and 12 now. So this child was about 5 at the time.
Yeah.
When they were born, he really cast me aside. Straight up 10 for the dad. You cast aside your own 5-year-old, like, even if you had a difficult, and I know, like, difficult, like, child custody. You cast aside your 5-year-old because things were difficult with the child's mom. Or maybe not. Maybe just you had the opportunity to duck out.
He was just not responsible.
Yeah, you had the
That's
opportunity
what it sounds like.
to duck out, or he was weak and just wanted to play nice with his current girlfriend. Like, no, I'm not involved with that woman anymore. I'm not even involved with that kid anymore. Let's just focus on this home. It's cowardly.
Very. Absolutely.
Dad gets full on as you know, top rating for asshole for knowing this child at the age of 5 years old and walking away. And then repeatedly just not responding when the child's reaching out. No, 0 for OP. 0. It's hard. It's hard on your heart when your parent doesn't love you. So, full on 0 and 10 here.
Here's my thing, OP. I'm going to go a bit further. You get -4. The fact that you even wanted to even have your father there, that's commendable, dude. Like, proud of you, man.
Yeah.
Be proud of the accomplishments. Fuck your dad. He's a pointless, useless piece of shit. He can go fuck himself. Clearly, he's fucking other women. Like, you get a -4, okay? As far as your father is concerned, and I'm going to lump the others that were agreeing with him, I'm going to lump them all together. He gets a combined -15, or gets a 15 out of 10. He gets a 15 out of 10. I do not like fathers like that. Deadbeat dads are probably the worst excuse of parents. And same goes for moms.
Absolutely.
I don't want anyone to sit here and listen to this broadcast and say, well, what about the moms? What about the moms? Sometimes they can be bad too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you damn right they can.
Absolutely.
We have seen examples of that. I know firsthand how bad that is. So fuck that. Anyone who's a deadbeat is a useless piece of shit that shouldn't have put their dick in strange or had their hole open to have dick inside of them. Like, fuck that. If you couldn't handle the responsibility, then you keep your legs closed. Or keep your pants on. Fucking come on. This is a telltale story of someone who was the result of a father who wasn't responsible, who couldn't keep his fucking pants on.
And on that note, I'm very pro birth control.
Yeah. Like, this is the type of shit that's disgusting.
Which would, someone would say implies that you wish that OP were never born. No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. I know there are plenty of, to use Bob Ross's term, happy accidents.
Oh, there's sometimes a little happy accident.
Right? But, Yeah. Pro birth control all the way. You know, it shouldn't be easier to accidentally make a child than it is to accidentally make a pizza. That doesn't happen. But I know, biology.
Man, I accidentally made a
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
pizza. Man, how many pizzas I accidentally make? But yeah, like, OP, I hope that this gets to you. I know this is a throwaway account, but I hope this gets to you. And I hope, and honestly, I hope you see this, and I hope you send it to your father. I want your father to hear this shit. I want him to understand the absolute bullshit that he thinks that he's good with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cast him aside at 5. At 5. Of course that child's gonna have a horrible opinion about you. I sure as hell would. Kidding me? Fuck that guy. Alright. We're gonna look at some murder by words.
Alright.
So, Murdered by Words is basically some of the best clapbacks. Just like, just makes you feel good inside. Alright. The description of the subreddit, by the way, says, a place for well-constructed put-downs, comebacks, and counter-arguments. So let's find one here. And this way I give you a chance to read as well.
Okay.
Because I don't always want to hog the spotlight.
Okay. So, I'll read the top, describe the picture, and then give the response. This young man, this morning, drugged out of his mind, couldn't hold his body up. Maybe 20 years old and ravaged by drugs. If I knew I could be safe, I would have put my arms around him, tell him I care about him, and that this can't be what his life was meant for. And you can't see this man very well, but it looks like that he's on the inside of a cell.
Like a jail cell.
Right, with a wall full of bars, and
Right.
he's just sitting on a slab of concrete. And the response is, quote, I care about him, end quote, and then makes assumptions about a complete stranger's life, post a photo of someone without their consent on the internet to feel good about his own pitying gaze, and then deems him as unsafe for what reason exactly? Right, so
Right?
there's a whole lot of assumptions and judging.
Yes.
Going on here.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I love that one. That's a murder. I'm giving that murder. It's just beautiful. We're not even giving it numbers. I'm gonna give it a drive-by.
A drive-by?
Yes.
Tell me what a drive-by indicates.
I don't know.
That was your vibe.
Well, it's like a drive-by. It's like boom, counterpoint, boom, counterpoint, boom, counterpoint.
As far as what kind of murdered by words. Okay.
Woo!
We got a spicy one?
Look at that one. It's a Twitter thread.
Ooh, here, you want to read that one?
Let's do it. Here we go. All right. Alessandra Mussolini says to Jim Carrey, "You are a bastard."
We're shrugging. Like, I don't know anything about that, and who cares if he is? Okay.
Right? Evan O'Connell says, I think you're confusing Jim Carrey with your murderous grandfather.
Right.
And then Alessandra's like, or maybe with some of your family. And then Evan O'Connell just claps back nice and strong with a, my grandfather fought to liberate you from people like your grandfather.
Right.
Ooh. That right there
I mean, is this an assault on Jim Carrey's character? Like calling him a bastard in that way?
I guess.
What has Jim Carrey ever done?
I don't know. Like, I'm giving that one. Ooh, I'm giving that one like a freaking a dull dagger to the heart.
All of these remind me of ricochets. Like, shots fired, and you ended up fucking yourself.
Yes. Oh, this is definitely for you.
Okay. So there's no usernames or pictures,
right.
But
they usually do that.
We have red and blue.
Right.
Red says, we will never rewrite the Constitution. Liberals don't honor our country's legacy. Everything is up for sale. And let me just say, as a grammar Nazi, that this leaves something to be desired. There's no apostrophe. It's a run-on sentence. Anyway, you're not going to rewrite our Constitution because you have no grammar. But sure.
Right.
Blue says, if we never rewrote our Constitution, by amending it, you wouldn't have the right to vote. 19th Amendment. I'd still be a slave. 13th Amendment. Please shut up. Absolutely.
What would you rate that?
That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So, I'm assuming, someone female, someone black. Yeah. The Constitution is meant to be amended.
Yeah.
If you actually love our Constitution.
But Anna, we would never rewrite our Constitution.
Huh. We're past 24 amendments.
Right. We are.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of amendments.
Uh-huh. And you know what? People's favorite part of the Constitution, if you love the Constitution, are the first 10 amendments.
Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Because it always, quote-unquote, suits their narrative.
Right. Yeah, whatever suits the narrative.
Yes.
We're well aware.
Yes. All right. Let's find a couple more.
And it's also, Rich, that everything is up for sale is more a conservative idea.
Woo-hoo! Customer care, no time for bullshit.
Let's see.
I had to flip the phone for that one.
Ooh, all right. So we've got reviews on original 5-gallon white flat latex interior, exterior, basement, and masonry waterproofer by Drylock.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is some waterproofing paint, basically.
Right.
1 star. Horrible product. I sealed driveway with this stuff. What a mistake. The tires from my cars leave black marks that are set into the sealer. I waited a week before parking a car on it. Way longer than the directions. What a waste of money. I should never have used it. Lots of money and lots of time wasted. Total junk. Response from UGL customer care. 2 days later. Did you read the instructions? Did you understand you used the wrong product? When you use the wrong product for a project, it's not a product issue. Drylock Original is not for use on driveways. There is nothing on the label telling you how long to wait to park your vehicle on it because it's not for use on floors or a driveway. It's for interior and exterior vertical surfaces only. This review should be removed as should the duplicate review on another item that was also used incorrectly on a driveway. Please review the instructions and use the correct products for your project. Yeah, absolutely. I've never used this product, and I already know exactly what it's for. You've got a basement that's below the water line, below the water table.
Uh-huh.
You paint that to keep water from seeping into your basement. It's very clear. Why the fuck did you paint your driveway with this stuff? Why do you need to waterproof a driveway? Did you just want to paint your driveway white? Why? Yeah, okay.
That right there, I'm going to give that...
That's stupidity. Absolute stupidity.
I'm going to give that a sword through the whole body.
Yeah.
Like, just like all the way through. Just like, that's just like savage.
Yeah. You're looking down the barrel of your gun while you're cleaning it, and oops.
Oh, I wanted to talk about this one.
What's up?
Okay. So under r/men's rights, but it was posted here.
Okay. I am for men's rights.
Women in 1999.
I remember 1999. Okay.
Quote, I want a guy who is nice, shows up.
All right.
Women in 2021. I want a guy who shaves his balls, is nice, grooms his junk, wears nice clothes, showers every day, is funny, has ambitions, is kind.
Other than shaving your junk, they're adding hygiene on top of being nice. Did they put dress nice in there? Because that's really superficial.
No, is nice.
Okay, nothing about
that. No, wears nice clothes.
Yeah, okay.
And so the clapback was, you just told the entire internet you don't shower regularly or groom yourself downstairs. People like you are so fast to call double standards when women don't want to pay for dates, but you don't expect me to shave my pussy smooth when you won't shave your hairy balls.
Whatever level of hair growth that you have, which can be a lot or a little, you can groom to your heart's content or not at all. That is your freedom. Like,
yeah,
I have pretty, you'd call them traditional, kind of like grooming. Right? So
I love how we've gotten into this part.
Yeah. So I like my hair long, but I also do the typical standard thing of like I shave my armpits and I shave my legs when I remember to. Whatever.
Right.
Because that's my preference. That's not, oh, I'm afraid of how people are going to look at me. No, that's how I like it.
Yes.
But, you know, my daughter likes her hair short. More power to you, babe. Like, you want to undercut? You want to be faded up? You want a mohawk? What you want? Okay, that's your preference.
Let's be clear, we're talking about visible hair.
I have also had discussions with my daughter. What kind of hair grows when you hit puberty, and that is 100% your preference whether or not to keep it or get rid of it.
Oh, yes.
Because I have these uncomfortable conversations, right. Because have these conversations before they're uncomfortable.
Exactly. I like that. I agree with that.
Yeah. So, armpit hair, pubic hair, leg hair, generally unwanted hair, like ear hair, chin hair, whatever. You don't have to get rid of a damn thing.
I don't actually. I don't trust myself with a razor down there.
Oh, well, there's specific electric clippers that come recommended for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't even have the equipment, but I could, like, advise you.
On our next podcast, Dr. Anna talks.
Oh, man. Yeah, when we get into that,
yeah,
I'll tell you, like, all my preferences, myself, my partners.
Yes.
All of that. But it's all you're right, and it's all normal. Keep it, get rid of it, whatever.
So yeah.
Oh, but the graphic for this, it's not just like a list.
It's just like all over the
This
place.
this is kind of like word art.
Yeah.
So, very standard text. Woman in 1999. I want a guy who, and then it's staggered. Is nice, shows up. And then standard text. Woman in 2021. I want a guy who, and then it's just this barrage of text. Shaves his balls. Is nice. Grooms his junk. Is funny. Has ambitions. Showers every day. Wears nice clothes. Is kind.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I would ever, like, munch on the cat, if you will.
Okay. If that's
like,
not your thing.
it's weird. Alternatively,
look, if you're in the heat of the moment with your partner, love your partner, want your partner, you'll do things that you didn't think you would.
Fair, however,
I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't think we'll want a woman eating my hot dog.
If that's not your thing, cool.
It just, I don't know, like, what? Why would you put your mouth there?
Because it can do more than other body parts.
But that's what fingers are for.
Mm-mm. They each have their own tactile sensation. Look, let's save it for another podcast. We've got a lot of material.
Okay. We're saving it.
And on that note, I respect the entire spectrum, other than pedophilia, fucking die.
Oh, yeah. Fuck pedophilia.
Of sexual preferences, including asexual.
Yes.
So I want them to be represented too. Whether
yes.
you're asexual, straight, gay, bi, pan, whatever.
Whether your libido is at 0 or, I like me to have your sex.
Right.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
Enthusiastic consent between adults is all good.
100%.
Right. Even if that includes no sex.
Exactly.
No harm, no foul.
Correct. All right. On that note,
I think the thing for 1999 to 2021, you know what? I gotta give a shout out to a band that I'm not partial to, but I'm gonna give them kudos. 1999, Spice Girls.
Oh yeah.
Talking about safe sex and condoms.
Someone has to do it.
Somebody had to do it. So
someone had to do it.
I know there are more examples, but
yeah.
As far as the whole voice of like, oh, what I want in a man, like, oh, if you want to be my lover, right?
If you want to be my lover.
We're talking about women in 1999. Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
I better not sing too much because
the whole thing should be more consent and safe sex, and the whole is nice and shows up, that has a lot of weight. Like,
yeah,
you need to put that in all caps.
I agree with that.
The personal grooming is not that important. Showering, like hygiene's important.
Good.
Hygiene's important.
But that should be.
But grooming is not.
Hygiene shouldn't be a thing that I have to say. You know what I mean?
It shouldn't have to be, but I mean, if that may be one of your deal breakers, like, don't put that on your list of qualities to look for, but it could be a deal breaker if somebody just doesn't have
proper hygiene,
adequate hygiene.
Right. Well, there we go.
Yeah, keep your list of musts in a partner short.
Yes, I agree with that. I think we should just look at Tinder profiles all day. All right, folks. That is. I think that will do it for us. We've covered a lot here today. stupid.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up in sex. We covered everything. And so if you like what you see, if you enjoy what we do, please be sure. I'm legally obligated to tell you to press the like button. It's that thing that looks like a thumbs up. Then hit that subscribe button. It's a red button. It says subscribe on it. Press that. Share it around to your friends. Please? Pretty please? Because if you don't, I'll tell your mother.
That might be an asshole move.
um, you don't want me to be an asshole. But please leave a comment if you want us to read a story that you want us to talk about. Wow, I am tired. Clearly.
Suggest content.
There we go. Good thing I had a new lovers going with that. Suggest content. Tell us what you want to hear. And we'll cover it. Either in a podcast or reading Reddit. You never know. And until then, keep this in mind. Annie, you're lying.
Sorry. Don't be an asshole.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. We'll see you next time on Reading Reddit. Goodbye.